Right, Nocturne Jungle, you would have noticed I have been recommending in the tier lists, in the best junglers to main, and a lot of people were saying, well, they kind of ruined the champion, and, you know, lethal tempo was removed, and now he can't fist and fight. Yeah, you can go PTA, but Conqueror's best way to go. The whole thing is, when the meta changes to something, as we see Volibear starting in the Raptors, it changes from something that involves a bit more fighting to something that involves a bit more farming and less fighting, it means that those nerfs to lethal tempo, to those E interactions and teleranges, it allows him to kind of avoid those issues because he's not looking to interact as much. However, the biggest problem I see with Nocturne players at the moment is they're kind of compromised over the past couple of years in terms of, hey, I got lethal tempo, I can just walk at you and kill you, ha ha ha. When they should just be thinking about the regular fast level 6 jungle strategy and routes that I've mentioned in, you know, in every video for the past month, I would say. I'm trying to get people really to get on board, even Volibears, right? So decent pathing here, if you know as Volibear that this is warded and you're gonna go ahead and do this clear, I like this angle of approach. This is a classic angle of approach here. Nocturne's ready on the Raptors, the flash has to be burned by the Hui. Why does he do this? Because he wants to guarantee he doesn't lose his HP, right? If he loses HP, he's screwed. So if he just flashes, respects it, and he's high HP, now at least he can stay in the lane a little bit. Nocturne, in the meantime, will just keep farming. That's what we do. We see bottom lane pushed in, and now the Nocturne will have to decide, do I want to gank this lane, or do I want to head to Virkayu.gg? Not only do I have a free jungle improvement resource, I also have a dedicated program with jungle video courses, jungle coaching, coaching classes, a jungle VOD library, special weekly content you'll see nowhere else. Using my jungle program and courses. So to climb faster than everybody you know and to jungle div every game you play, head to Virkayu.gg or click the link in the description below. Do I want to finish off my Krugs and then just go back to basing the top side? Because we know that this will respawn at around 4 minutes, the Raptors for 2 or so on, and we know that the Volibear did into. So you got to decide where your priorities lie as a jungler, and of course, when you're looking for fast level 6, this needs to be a very intentional pathing. Now here, I think the base is obviously the best decision because you got a Sona and a Zeri against here an Ashe and a Draven. Unfortunately for them, they decide to do this, and this is why it's important to watch while you're basing. Because obviously, if you look at the map and you don't F key, you're like, all right, cool. I have no prior. All right, back to base. Volibear's gonna be there. This guy's gonna flash, cool. But then you miss the fact that the Draven goes up to ward, and because of that, they go 2v1 onto the Ashe, and now they're in a much better position to be ganked. However, we know Volibear's on the bottom side. So Nocturne decides to still stick around here to have a look because of that HP advantage, and here he's deciding to kind of help his bottom lane versus thinking only about his experience, and Draven does what Dravens do. Obviously, guys, he has Flash and Cleanse rather. But here's where I do think in most of your MMRs, less in high elo, right? Like less in Challenger and Grandmaster, more in your general MMRs. This is a complete waste of time, right? If you look at this, and you see that Draven obviously go ward and then the Ashe gets 2v1. All right, cool. Just ping them off, tell them to be safe and go back to base. You want to make sure you're here into here, and if Volibear then ganks and dives us, you're not only gonna get this, you're also gonna get this, which means once you got 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 spawn, right? You're basically 1 grub away, 1 minion away from level 6. You're really close to level 6. And as a Nocturne, does that not sound juicy? Does that not sound better than this kind of stuff? Obviously, you don't know results-based. The fact that we're maybe going to get a kill here. Yeah, we're going to get a kill here. Draven uses his flash. See, Volibear is already thinking about, yeah, I'm just going to take the Scuttle Crab now. And obviously, he sees the Nocturne go into the bush, go back to base. All right, so I got about 8 seconds there. Do I have time to steal this Grump? You see the ping from the Nocturne saying, I'm going straight to the Grump. Volibear says, you know, I could maybe try and do something, but I'm not really going to get in and out quick enough. And top lane's gankable, so we'll just do a little bit of the animation canceling and snipe the wolf. Chimera, not really a wolf. But Volibear and Warwick, 2 champions I have played a lot of, millions of points. And the Warwick there should have just known and seen and understood. But hey, top laners, am I right? Top laners, am I right? Now, here's where a little bit of the mind games will begin. Roam from the Ashe. We know that the Volibear showed top lane for the gank. We also know that the Volibear could go back to base and buy. Does that time gap give us an opportunity for counter jungling? Or did he stay out, in which case I have the Tiamat here. I have the advantage to actually take stuff anyway. Let's have a look to see what we get. Volibear just gets 5 and decides to base and gives these away for free. At this particular stage, I don't think the Nocturne should be getting this stuff for free at all. I think if the Volibear's intent there was to say, look, I ganked here, I know Nocturne's coming out, I better go boom, boom, and then base, right? That might have been a bit more prudent, and especially seeing as the Irillion Soul was right there, and, you know, yeah, we don't have itemization advantage, but Volibear is one of those strong champions. Anyway, Volibear, while we're having a look in the camera, there goes and repeat ganks in the mid lane. Nocturne goes for the flash there. Will he get the tether? Yes, he will. W used, and of course, if it blocks something, gets the attack speed steroid. Beautifully done. We have our passive for the healing as well. Volibear is going to go all the way in here, misses that E, does get the shield, obviously. Now will Omega walk the other direction. So Volibear decided to come from the top side for grub side and decided just to gank this. I'm not a huge fan of. There's a healing, by the way. I'm not a huge fan of. This kind of routine on Nocturne. This is what I'm talking about, because here we're playing high level back and forth, right, with the Volibear. Volibear's getting the impact, we have 2 kills as well, guys 2-0-1, we have an extra camp counter jungle, we're gonna snack away these grubs super quickly, we will get 6 from this next one, oh, well, from the whole camp we're gonna get the 6 from. That's my problem here, it's 702, 48 CS, level 6. That's great, but I had a 543 2 days ago. Now, that was because I did what I said at the beginning, right? Where I went back to base, I sacrificed the bottom lane, I said, guys, you gotta protect yourselves here, but if he shows us a ganking jungler, it was a Zac, I'm taking his whole top side, which I didn't. Just quick loop for level 6. As a Nocturne, way better. So with the high level back and forth here on the Nocturne, I think everybody's absolutely fine doing this, where you shadow a little bit, you protect your bottom lane a little bit, you keep an eye on this stuff, obviously, as much as possible. You can do nothing about the Hwei being engaged upon by a Volibear and an Irillion Soul. There's just really nothing you can do, right? So you don't want to overcorrect and try and shadow those things the whole time. So in that situation, this is a good representation for how I think most of you should play. Just focus on your 6. If you can gank twice, I think is the goal. You still want to gank twice. Just because I'm telling you to farm here in counter jungle doesn't mean I'm not saying to gank. If top lane is gankable, gank that sucker. Bottom lane is gankable, gank it. Like, don't not gank gankable situations. It's just in the first rotation there, we didn't really have that option. And here's the biggest thing. Well, maybe he's going for dragon, maybe he's going to farm. It doesn't matter. Zona's not yet level 6, it should be at least somewhat in the near distant future. I can just do my red Krugs and shadow. If Volibear decides to gank, I'll have ult up to counter gank. Here we go. There it is. And boom, we hold up to create a little bit of space between the Volibear. We're able to get the first kill. Beautiful, excellent counter gank. Again though, patience, wait for the spells to be committed, wait for them to space out a little bit, wait for the Volibear to detach, and then we ult in. But that's why this is great. Give up the potential dragon, red Krugs, shadow, much better scenario for you. Okay, Astral coming down the middle. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, forced to flash it. Now, if Volibear was in fact on this, right, and you were doing these camps, and bottom lane was again, just say you had to sacrifice it, there's no ways you could help on the dive, that's fine, you can always again go topside, you can gank this, you can do this, I mean look at this, you can ult this if you were here in this scenario, so it's always about being very, very strict. Can I use my ult here to counter gank? Should I wait in counter jungle? Should I wait in counter gank? And you have to be very quick and direct with these decisions. If you're not, I think you're going to see a lot of scenarios where you get like a level 6 at 7-8 minutes, which I see from low MMRs, and that's a bit of an issue. Volibear shows on this one, so immediately now, this is a good pathing, high tight, just in case there's water in the side bush. Now we take it. This is what we want. Watch the waves. There you go. No detection from the waves there. There we go. We snacked it. Warwick's pinging the Nocturne. The Nocturne's like, I mean, I'm busy. Why are you dying and losing your own lane? Not my fault. Now we're level 8, and that's it. Right there. So the counter jungling moment you're looking for, W used it a little bit too hastily, but that's fine. We should be absolutely okay. One more Q. Didn't get any. He's worth so little to us that we didn't even get a pop out here. Volibear gets this and shows up here. Second grubs will be respawning. You know, we're almost level 9. Volibear is only halfway to level 8, and that's because the sequencing, the decision making has been very, very good. Okay, just to set that up again, because the Volibear is going to come here. We know that this guy's going back to base, but has TP, and we know that the Gragas, you know, he's dead right now with no TP, but he will eventually rotate over. So Nocturne obviously has the ulti, and we can create the darkness, which of course we do. It allows us to kill the Volibear. Relic Soul can't see anything. Ashe can't see anything until she walks in. I don't know why she's here, but we don't have the ult anymore. Patience, watch the work. Again, lots of patience. Hui's now TPing. Sona's rotating over. Second Grubs is spawning. Gragas still isn't in the picture yet. He will be arriving shortly. Careful with the Q. Fear, Tether goes through, and that's a kill. Again, the Ashe, nice roam, but you know. Volibear is up again. He has to decide, will I contest this, or will I just go bottom side counter jungling? Now, if I don't think I can actively contest this and win, I won't as Volibear or any sort of champion. If, of course, we can have the Fiesta, then, you know, go for the Fiesta, but, you know, yeah, here we go. Work gets another kill on the Gragas. Now we're being chased by the Aurelian Soul. That should... Whoa. We're trying to get the passive puck here. There's the Aurelian Soul. Okay, I think we may be dead. Let's see. Whoa. Nicely done. We do have a W shield to be used. Nope. I hate all of this. I hate everything about what just happened. You know, from Volibear's perspective, you might think, okay, like, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going. And if this is what your comp is good at, if this is your snowball moment, it's like, okay, well, Nocturne's comp's doing the grubs, we can just kill them all. Great, do it. Do it. But if you're in a situation where it's more neutral, your teammates maybe don't want to do this, you don't think it's a good idea to go for this coin flip extended, then you can obviously take these, you can counter juggle these, you can kill and dive the Zeri, you can maximize your plates on the Draven. Yeah, you're not getting all the grubs, but decide, do I contest because it's what we need to do for WinCon right now, or should I give up, let them have it, and get some more denial going? And obviously Volibear is less interested in the counter jungling as, you know, maybe a Karthus and a Zyra and a Brand and those kind of champions would be, but I'm just not a fan of those extended fights for zero reason. You really have so many things to assess in terms of power curves, not just your own. And, you know, at the end of the day, we're still down 2k gold from the blue team's perspective. Red team will be like, yeah, that was a good haul. Reliant Soul's fed, and, and, Volibear is fed, that's great, but, you know, he's 5,000 gold, the Volibear, and the Nocturne 6.5. And we're not even 14 minutes in. Remember, you want 6,000 gold, be halfway to level 11, at least level 10 by 14 minutes. Nocturne 100% will hit level 10 on these wolves, and Volibear here will as well on his next camp. He's a little bit behind though. But the gold amount is astronomically different, and Nocturne's done an exquisite job of counter-ganking, chilling, using ult well, and matching. Which, again, the reason why I tell you not to do that and say Master and below is because it's not reliable. And if you are doing those things too often, you'll end up losing a lot of camps to counter jungling, other junglers who just kind of just go for that heavy baseline tempo. Which I think Nocturne, this is a good example of a balanced Nocturne approach. Right. Let's see. 14 minutes on the clock coming up. Gold amount will be 7,000. That's a huge amount of gold. At that stage, heavy carry potential is in our pocket. Volibear is just over 5.5. Obviously here we're halfway to level 11. As I said, this guy is just level 9 here. Why did I say he'd be level 10? He was level 8. Excuse me. I'm seeing things. I was getting delusional. I thought he has to be level 9. No? Well, apparently not. See, he's far behind. So excuse me for that one, of course. Now, Herald is up. We see the dragon spawning, and I like the focus there on the Herald. We got 4 grubs, we got mites, we can split push, we can pressure the map. We're in a little bit of a gold deficit here. Hui's been kind of destroyed this whole game through no fault of his own. Well, he picked the champion, I guess. And now we're looking to scale a little bit because we got Zeri, Sona. Warwick's got a bit of split push. Oh, you see that plant get hit there? So we know that there's people around. And again, we're shadowing. We wanted to go for Herald, but then people will kind of cut us off. So we don't coin flip, but we immediately look for the next best play. That is a great Sun. All forces the flash out. 5 people bot lane here. Warwick's got the grubs. I mean, he could also do the Herald as well if he wants to. Dragon's available. We get pushed out. Kui dies. Great Sun ult though. Lose a turret. See, here it's okay to shadow because you're not losing anything. Like, yes, I could be doing the Herald, but we got shoved out of that. So we weren't sure exactly if we were going to be able to get it. Now the dragon's of course going to be taken away. I'm not concerned about that. Warwick's doing exactly what I think a lot of you junglers should do as well. In this case, if you get cut off and you see this play about to happen, I much prefer, and it's not always the right play, but I much prefer the Herald into this. I can join the Warwick and we can really pound it, or I can go mid lane, I can pound it, and I can force people to sag off. Yeah, I'm gonna lose a dragon, but I take this, I take this, I take this, I take this, and I take this. For me, that's a huge hole, and I'm willing to sacrifice the Sona and the Zeri, and I'll just ping them off, be like, guys, be careful. They're coming down to you. Obviously, we did get pushed off for the Herald, so I understand that, but you can always loop back. In the main channel video that I released now, the Elise does exactly that. She just gives up the prior, does the right play, and then swaps back to it. Our Warwick dies again. They got a lot of CC. It's a very difficult comp to face. From the Nocturne perspective, it's just about maintaining your own gold advantage. 1,000 gold up over the Volibear. We were 1,500 gold up. Control your jungle camps as best you can. Wouldn't surprise me if we got some deep vision. We actually have no deep vision. I did not expect this. Gragas bot. Relinsol moving permanently with the Volibear. We assume, hey, they're on the Herald. Can I contest it? Nope. So am I going to fight? Nope. We just chill. We just chill. 065 Huays, 255 487 Sona, 451 Warwick, and the only person on this team that's juiced is Nocturne. So it's a great example of, I'm telling you to be a bit more selfish with your counter jungling in your bases, but if you can shadow an enemy jungler and get beautiful counter ganks, that you must do that. You must do that. It's crucial. But the idea is at 70 minutes here, you want to be 11. You want to be in the 7Ks for gold at the very least here. We're at 8,000 flat. You want to have control. Why? Because your ultimate, and it's just so powerful. You split push. And now, because you're going the more human build, which is ultimate haste and hex plate, you got HP, you've got clears, you've got slows, you've got utility, just go normal. And obviously after this, you can go Black Cleaver as well. So just go fighter. You will be able to fight with this. No one will be able to kill you, and you will still be able to kill the enemy team. Here we're going for the ult. Onto the Draven, mega deep there, trying to go again for another one, and we're just able to, I was going to say survive, we almost survived. That's fine. That's what a really fed diver needs to be able to do. Now, if you look at the HP on our team, maybe we're pushing it a little bit there, but that's huge, right? Draven's dead, Ashe is dead. These three are the big issues for us. But eventually, our three-man backline will be able to deal with them. Already, Hua's starting to dish out a lot of damage. Sona's going to start to heal up, do a lot of damage herself, and Zeri will do Zeri things. If you were an assassin squishy there, you would have killed Draven sooner, but you would have died sooner, and maybe you don't open up the angle for the Warwick ult in the Ashe. Hypothetically, right? You've got to think like that. So I like the fact here that we're pretty strong. We're not necessarily going to die, and honestly, yeah, I said the Black Cleaver third, but you got Gragas, you got Volibear, you got Aurelion Sol. So maybe we just go into a bit of, magic resist. Now we do have the portal being activated, so we see that when we drag the camp out, make sure we snack that one up. We see our bottom lane getting absolutely fisted underneath the turret. We go, well, nothing we can do about that. Hello, Gragas, I don't want to fight you. Strike breaker to create some gap close. Ult to go all the way to the mid lane just to make sure we can get that kill there. A little bit of a swipe, avoid the E from the Volibear. Can we stick to the Ashe at all here? We should be able to get her nicely done, fully Conqueror stacked as well. Triumph will give us that extra healing. Warwick saves us with a beautiful ult here. Again, we're using our Fear Tether. Avoid the E, we do avoid the E. Beautifully done, Chef's Kiss. And that is why Volibear is a bit of a... I'm 724, and you got your Sundered Sky. All right, and then you went this, supportive item. Yeah, great, 1v9 for sure. Versus Nocturne, which is like, oh, come on, look what I can do. And that's why being something like this is just so much better. Conqueror with 258 healing. You mock those healing numbers. People always mock these healing numbers. But when did those healing numbers come in? Were they in clutch scenarios that let you live with the combination of Triumph, which allowed you to get another kill? Hell yeah, it's exactly what just happened. That's why we like it. Obviously, bonus AD is always nice. Nobody complains about that. Now, we should be taking this turret. You see, Nocturne's like, but can you just hit the turret, man? And we have mites. Take the objective. We got kills, we need objectives. I counter jungle so you could push, so I could join you, so we could push some more, and then we could cut in. But they didn't want to do that. He just leaves. GM, E-West, why are you leaving? Hit the turret, man. Now, Nocturne's like, can we just not? Because their comp is so damn strong at fighting, and Aurelion Sol has the super button, and Volibear has the big ult button, and it's just rough. Like, we need macro pressure so that they can't just sit and goon squad us. But if no one else understands it on your team and you're Nocturne, you can do it. And you can do it because you have ult to rotate in as necessary. And if you have people rotate to you here, You can use your ult to get in. Now you've matched their numbers or exceeded their numbers, and you can win the fight. That is why this champion is so damn strong in this meta. Because not only can you shadow the Volibear, I like this. Give them the Dragon Go Baron. Give them the Dragon Go Baron. I like it. Go, 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 go. Yeah, right, cool. Never mind. Maybe we can still set up for it, though. Yeah, I think we can still set up for it. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, there we go. You give them the dragon, you say, have the third one, I don't care about it, I can get this Baron. This is what I need to split push, open up the map with a 1-3-1, and hold it against your team comp, right? And now, obviously, they all reset after the dragon, they go reset their gold, cash monies, Warwick does a super zoning there, well done, sir. And nice Q3 E combo to get that double man fear, forces the flash out, and now we just need to get out as much as possible. Zeri decides for some reason to most likely kill herself. Let's have a look, maybe she can still kill the Volibear. That champion is useless. Renslaw presses Q and says good night. Everybody else must live. Nocturne says I will live. And while you're all chasing up there, I love this. Look at this. This is why he's so strong. You either focus level 6 with laners that are more neutral and winning, like I said, and you can afford to give things up because you know that they can hold their own. If you need to shadow against higher ganking junglers, you can do that while still getting a huge counter jungling moment for an extra level. And you can still control grubs. And I much prefer controlling grubs plus heralds in these situations. I don't care about the 3 dragons. Honestly, I cannot remember a time, I cannot remember a time where I gave less shits about 3 dragons being against me. I cannot. The grubs are too powerful. The herald is too powerful. Now, I say that, and I remember on Saturday night, I had a, see now, look, how strong are we? Can we just kill everybody? Warwick's coming at a base here. You know, are we going to lose vision? They don't have Baron, we do, so we want to use a, why would you face check it? X-Drinker does the work. Oh, beautiful flash there. And now the Aurelian Soldier's going to shove. Zona, heal. Help. Zona, help. Ambush. Nice fear tether. Beautiful. Beautiful clutch mechanics. The mechanics are great. The spell shields are fantastic. The passive usage is exemplary. The tether ranges are always good. And Q is a dust bringer of death. Huge 1v9 game. 0-6-8 in the mid laner, by the way. Anyway, as I was saying, I had to give up my grubs. It was the inverse for me. I always try to focus grubs with my power thing early, but I had to give them up. So I got 3 dragons, and they had 6 grubs and a herald. It was literally the inverse scenario here. Again, I don't care, because I was able to understand that if I have a 2k gold lead and an experience lead, and I do macro like this, they will have to respond, and they cannot deal with me. And from this, we killed them, and a singular push later, after we snuck away the Baron, we snuck away the Baron, probably an important bit of information, to allow us to just counter push. Because what they were worried about is us getting the soul. So I said, we'll give them 1 dragon, we'll take the Baron. We just swapped the tempo. And in this case, it was like, well, you know, you have your 3rd dragon, we'll get the Baron. As long as you get what you need to actually win the game, it doesn't really matter. But I've never really minded losing 3 dragons and just getting a Baron with all of the push power we have built in. But the enemy team didn't know how to push with their grubs and their heralds. And they were too focused on the dragon. That's why they lost. Nocturne here is showing us again why and how he used grubs and split pressure with Barons to actually withstand when your team are just inting it off. I mean, look, 0, 3, and 9, they combined what? 3 and 15 already see a mid laner? It's a hard thing to carry. All of this through subtle macro pressure. This is not like some sort of Trinity split, right? Like, it's really subtle macro. Just forcing a little bit of, you know, we have to respect the Nocturne. I don't know why Sona's there. Obviously, the Asher arrow does hit, but why are you there in the first place? Nocturne's just farming, says, look, guys, I got 1900 in pocket. Got a Morph my Mortius. We're just going to go for the GA here. Yep. Why? Because if we die once, we lose the game. So maybe we can die once and then do something once we revive. Obviously, if you're going in like this and you're really absorbing stuff and you are trying to 1v9 the game, it's important that you know, never die. Dragon is coming up. We do want to look for that soul. We need to now use this push pressure and this Baron pressure to actually create some sort of hole in the map where we can either win the fight, make a pick, or go for the dragon fight, excuse me. So they know that the Sona is dead. We have to be very cautious. Oh! Hold up. Like, this is exactly what I'm saying with Hui. His KDA is shit, but all he needs is time. And all you're waiting for here is you're not looking to fight if you're the blue team. You're not looking to fight. You're not looking to fight. You know that there could be a flank from the Gragas because he's ditched on the map. You're just looking to play off with a poke from your team. Ash goes for the arrow. We step up and eat it with the W shield. huge play, because if we don't do that, then Hui's absolutely rude. She doesn't realize it for some reason, walks too far and gets absolutely feared. Warwick says, well, can I just kill you? Hui presses buttons. She dies. Gragas comes over the wall, and now he's a little bit separated. So Warwick says, well, he's separated from his team. Let me ult him. Everyone on their team follows up. You got the Nocturne on the top side here, creating a bit of segmentation, I guess, on the team fight. Now the Gragas is going to die, and of course we have ult in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So as long as we use that properly, with the Sona being on the map here again, she does not have her ult, it's worth noting. We worried more about the Aurelian Soul than the Draven. I think you pick your poison in this particular stage. We force a flash, beautifully done. Now Draven is forced to go this side. Volibear is way too deep, that's a huge mistake by him. You do not want to be there whatsoever. Nocturne again draws the focus here. We do have the GA, so we can force that proc. Beautiful positioning from everyone. Sona's ult is available. That's a dead Aurelian Soul. Again, Nocturne forcing and driving absolutely everything. Draven does kill the Sona forward, but that's fine. The front line of Warwick and Nocturne will do the juice. It doesn't get better than this regarding team fighting mechanics, in and out gameplay, understanding subtle positioning cues that force people to respect you when you're fed, allowing your team to maximize whatever they have, even if they're losing. It's just, this is the epitome of 1v9ing in solo queue with Nocturne, honestly. With most fighters, any fighter that can do this, it's fantastic. We get the soul, sorry, not the soul. We get a dragon that denies the soul, we'll take a Hex Tech though. Ash, you're out of position, and now at this particular stage, you're down. Now, where are the people saying, you need Axiom and you need lethality to kill? If you need that shit to kill an Ash, you got problems, alright? You don't need those things. The BF Sword and the GA will do more than enough. The Hex Drinker, the Morph Mortis is more than enough here. The Baron's the next play for us, so we want to reset here, and we're going to go into the Brutalizer. Obviously not the best item, but it is what it is. If you can buy an elixir, buy an elixir. Warwick can now draw some split pressure. He obviously does have TP, worth noting. Human runes rather than solo queue 1v9 runes. Much more useful. Much more useful. Now the Warwick TP's in here. Presses W. We've got the spacing. We've got the vision. We don't want to coin flip this. We want to actually fight, because now we do win those fights. Gold lead is in our advantage for once. Nocturne chucks a Q around the baseline. Warwick's just going in here. Jack Show. Omega supporting with the what do you call it? This item here. Zeke's Convergence. And we just wait as Nocturne. There's a Nocturne to the back line. Much different team fight to the last one, but exactly what we're looking to do. Hex Drinker, huge. Beautiful. Beautiful shit. Beautiful shit. That time, we let the Warwick do the front lining. We wait for the Aurelian Soul to plow down, and we sit on the side. Now we play more the Assassin arc. All right, we'll wait for the back line to be separated a little bit from their front line, and then I'm going to go in and just W, tether, survive, thrive, use my itemization to actually win. Really, if you think Nocturne is weak in this meta, you don't know jungle, I'm sorry. Champion is absolutely goated, especially when you're playing against a lot of other farming 6th level junglers. You can match them. Against the gankers, you can match them. The macro, you do it. You do everything. He's the everything jungler.